What's going on, everyone? I'm back with another video, and today I decided to go ahead and upload a settings video for Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Now, I play on PC, so if you're playing on console, some settings may apply to you, and then there's some that just might not because it's just not on console. But I know, especially for PC, there's a lot of settings that you need just to make your game optimal. I hate it, don't like it, but that's just the way Call of Duty is nowadays, unfortunately. But anyways, we'll start off with controller settings. I play on controller, obviously. So I would say to start, make sure your aiming input device is on whatever you're playing on. I play default flipped, where I shoot with my bumpers. I've done that for years now. I remember back in the day, the main reason I switched to it is because you didn't have to push the back bumpers the whole way down, or the back triggers the whole way down, which is, I don't know. In my head, I was like, oh, if I do it like this, I can shoot faster, I can aim faster. If there's any truth to that, especially with other settings now, I don't know. But I haven't switched. Then I play 6-6. I would say, unless you're sniping, a good level to play in is between 4 and 8. But do whatever you're comfortable with. Don't do my settings. Don't do someone else's settings. Keep changing yours until you find something that's good for you. That's what I would say. Simplified control preset I have off because I don't want any of that mantle assist. Low motor strain I have off. Not even really sure what that totally does, but I'm not putting that. I'm not changing something. Bumper ping I have off. Obviously swap to shoot I have on. Control vibration definitely off. If you're using a PS5 controller, trigger effect, make sure you have that off. Especially if you're shooting with the triggers, it's gonna add resistance, and no one wants that. Dead zones. I run left stick min 1, left stick max 75. That's just optimal. Now, the quick explanation for the max is, so if I do a test it and I move my left stick over, it's the less I have to move it over is the whole way. Like, I don't have to move it the whole way to the side just to get to the side. It's just a shorter way. Just a little helpful thing. Right stick min 4, this is the main one you need to worry about. If you have stick drift, the way you can tell that is if the right stick, if it's just doing this, or if it's like this, side to side, that means you have stick drift, and you don't want that. And if you have stick drift, you want to raise it. If you don't, you want to lower it. The place I found I like is 4, and then just right stick max, just lower it to 99 a little bit, because I don't want to mess with my aiming a whole lot. Left trigger and right trigger, this is how much it needs to be pressed down to shoot if you're using the triggers. I don't use them, so it doesn't really matter to me. But if you do, I would switch that to the lowest as possible, just to get a quicker fire rate and aim down sight. Sensitivity multiplayer, I play 0.95, just a little bit slower than 1.0. Just my preference, I think, and I've seen a lot of other pros do the same, so I'll go with that. Now, aim and advanced settings. This is pretty big. If you go in here, look conversion, just keep that on standard. ADS sensitivity transition time, and a lot of people is on after zoom or gradual. Make sure you put this to instant, because it's just a faster multiplier added immediately when you aim down sight instead of gradually getting to it or only when you fully get zoomed in. If not, if you don't do it instant, you're just not going to get your transition in time. Aim response curve type dynamic. I've seen a lot of people say go to linear and change this to 0. Don't do that. Dynamic is 100% without a doubt the best if you're using controller. Aim assist curve type. It's not even close. Linear, and if you change the slope down to 0, you're basically just on standard. So there's really no point in it. I mean, if you want, you can try other things and test it out for yourself, but I've been using dynamic for 3 years. It's definitely the stickiest, and it definitely helps the most. And professional Call of Duty players can back that up. Everyone's on dynamic. Now, out of that, target aim assist, make sure that's on, or Not gonna get aim assist. Motion sensor behavior, turn that off, and go into your motion sensor advanced, and make sure you turn FOV sensitivity scaling off. I know it comes on default for a lot of you, but make sure that one's off. Nova movement, I have tactical sprint assist, which is basically auto tac sprint from previous cards. You just push up to sprint instead of having to click it. Now I have slide assist sideways on. I have backwards off though because there's a lot of times I'm trying to just back up and duck behind cover, and my guy just dolphin dives backwards. I can't tell you how many times I've died just because I've wanted to lay down, but my guy just goes flying. So I turn that off. Mantle assist, turn that off unless you just want it to mantle automatically, which you don't want when you're near ledges, because sometimes it'll just jump up for you. Corner slicing I have off. Now, this is up to you. This is a preference. This setting is whenever you go up to a wall on the edge, it'll gradually just move to the side. Personally, I hate it. Hated it in the beta. Didn't even try it in the beginning of this game just because I don't like it. It feels weird, unnatural to me because I played COD for so many years. It just personally for me, I don't like it. But it's not gonna affect you. Slide dive behavior, I have hybrid with how OP the diving is and stuff this year. I would say hybrid is the way to go. You don't want tap to slide or tap to dive on because there's a delay to it. So I would say hybrid or slide only, whatever your preference is. Auto door peek I have off. Automatic airborne mantle you want that off, or it's just gonna obviously jump up on ledges. Sprint restore I have on. Slide maintain sprint you want on. Single tap sprint if you don't want to have auto tac sprint on, that just makes it easier to sprint. And combat, here's my settings for that. There's really nothing much to change here. Now let's go to graphics. This is the big one. So obviously make sure you have your adapter, your graphics card, just refresh rate set it to the highest as you can. And video reflex low latency, I have on plus boost because my graphics card is better than my CPU. So that's what I use. So if you have a graphics card that is better than your CPU that you use in your computer, you want on plus boost. If you have just a good system in general, just have it on. And that's how you do that. Make sure you turn your V-Syncs off. That's about it for that. Quality, make sure you have your render resolution on whatever your monitor is. Like I have a 1080p monitor, so that's what I use, 100. If you have a 1440p, make sure it's set right. Dynamic resolution off. Upscaling and sharpening, make sure you use Fidelity FX CAS. What the? Oh, this is for the NVIDIA DLSS stuff. I didn't see all. They must have added new settings. Don't worry about any of this because you're not using that sharpening, any of this. This is. But Fidelity FX CAS, then you want the Fidelity FX CAS strength up to 100 there. VRAM scale, I run 80. This is more of a preference of how much you want how much your target you want for your VRAM. Variable rate shading, make sure you have that on. Now, these are my settings since I don't have the best computer in the world, but I have a good one. I have a I guess a way of like I lower my graphics to get the best FPS possibly. That's what I do. So texture resolution very low, filter anisotropic normal, off, detail quality low because I mean the game looks good. You don't need epic stuff. Just very low. Bull impacts, persistent effects off, shader quality low. On-demand texture streaming. They switched this year. It's so annoying, but make sure you turn it to minimal and you lower your cache size to 60 and download them as off because for whatever reason they make you have on-demand texture streaming on this year. I don't know why. It's so stupid. Activision, fix it. Local texture stream quality low, and shader quality very low, off, 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 low, tessellation off, and you can see the rest. So that's for graphics. Field of view, I run 100 because on controller between 95 and 105, is good because after 105 you can raise your FOV, but there's certain times you'll lose aim assist. It's just the way Call of Duty's been. Make sure you have affected ADS field of view. I run wide, make my gun smaller, make my screen bigger. More, like I guess more see more on my screen. Third person, don't worry about it. Don't haven't been in a vehicle yet. Motion blurs, make sure you turn that off. And the first camera movement, turn that to least, so your camera doesn't shake as much or move as much whenever you're shooting your gun. Benchmark, that's pretty much it. Audio, I run headphones, bass boost. It helps a lot. And then everything else here you can really just copy or do whatever you want. Voice chat, I turn this down because your voice is loud as heck in the game for some reason. Voice chat you can turn off. Proxy chat you can turn on or off. I don't know, mine's off. Body shield chat. Yeah, you get the gist. So that's audio. And then interface. There are some things, if I remember right, to switch in here. Yeah, minimap shape. Switch that to square. It'll show you more of the minimap and be able to read more of the minimap when you're looking at it. Make sure the rotation's on. I turn radar off because I don't need it. Compass type, I have that off. I don't want a compass at the top of my screen. Crosshairs run static. I have a dot. It's up to you. And then this year you can change the color. I didn't. I don't want to mess with that. But make sure you turn this to static. It'll help it a lot, trust me. And then the rest is basically just your preference. Color customization. If you do want to change a filter, change it to filter 2. It's the best and like I guess the most vibrant. And then turn these to 100, 100. But that's pretty much the best settings that I can give you for Black Ops 6 so far that they've added. Um, I know a lot of people have had trouble with frames and frame rate and stuff like that. There is a different thing I could upload about going into the Call of Duty files on your computer and switching something. If somebody is interested in that, let me know because that will boost your frames maybe by like 20-ish, depending on your system. So if you're interested in that, drop a comment, let me know. But yeah, it's been real, guys. Peace.